What's up, guys? So some of you guys know that one of my habits that I made for this summer was to run every single day. So I've run every single day over this past summer, and I just wanted to just share some of the lessons that I've learned. I was thinking that while I was just doing my run here, and I was thinking about some of the lessons that I've learned from doing this, and so I just wanted to share them. Really what I've learned a lot is about the mind, and first of all is that you are not your mind. Just like I'm not my finger, I'm not my beard, I'm not my eyebrow, I'm not my hand. The same way, I'm not my mind. Just like like I said, I'm not my finger or something. My body, this body that I'm in, really, it's just like a rent-a-car. This is just the vehicle that my consciousness, my spirit, my soul, whatever you want to call it, is using for this ride in this lifetime. But I'm not, in my mind, my brain is just a physical part of this body. So I'm not my mind. And with that being said, that that our mind doesn't always have our best interest. Our mind, I'm so grateful for my brain. It's amazing. Our brains are amazing for learning and researching and making logical decisions and just acquiring and accumulating knowledge. Our brains are amazing, but our brains don't always have our best interest. For example, if I always just took the word of my mind, then I wouldn't be a dad today, because my brain would have talked me out of flirting and romancing the mother of my daughter. I wouldn't have used my brain was like, what, you're just you're just a dork, you're a loser, she's out of your league, blah blah blah, because my mind was like that a lot with women. Was like, no, you shouldn't do that, women are girls are too dangerous, too scary. But because I was able to override the circuitry of my mind, it allowed me to meet and romance the mother of my daughter, and now I have a child. We're not together anymore, but I'm still, grateful for that whole situation. And what I'm really trying to reference and share about is that our mind doesn't always have our best interest at heart. You may see if you're a single guy, you may see a pretty girl, and you're single, and you would love to go and talk to her and introduce yourself, but your brain will say, nope, she's got a boyfriend, this, that, you're too ugly, she probably doesn't like you anyways, or whatever, even though it's, might not be true at all, but your brain will, doesn't always have your best interest. And your brain, a lot of times, will talk you out of the choice of taking right action, because all it cares about is protecting you and being safe. So you are not your mind, you are not your brain. Your brain doesn't always have your best interest. And the third lesson that I want to share about is that we have the ability to override our brain, our mind. We have the ability to override it. Our brain, throughout our lifetime, has accumulated a set of beliefs, and basically a product of, essentially who we are is just a byproduct of all the experiences that we've been through in our life, all the different times we've experienced pain and pleasure and different things that have happened throughout our lives. So, depending on how old you are and where you're at in your life, all the events and everything that you've been through in your life is compounded in exactly in who you are today, and why maybe doing certain things might make you nervous or whatever. Because really, the only two fears that we're born with is the fear of loud sounds and the fear of falling. That's it. And then everything else after birth is acquired fears. And it's the same thing with everything else in life. You're born with just an essential set of beliefs, and then from there, as you go through life, you acquire more beliefs and you accumulate more of what becomes your character. And a lot of times, as we get older, it's our beliefs don't always support us. And our beliefs, for example, this is one that I know sometimes has gotten people upset when I've mentioned this in videos over the years, but again, it's my belief. It doesn't have to be your belief. And that is mine, that I don't believe in getting sick or getting the flu. It's just not something that I believe in personally. And I know other people, you're crazy, everybody gets the flu every year and this and that. Okay, that's your belief, and you can get the flu and sick for me and tell me about it, and I'll still love you. It's just not my belief. I one time years ago, I just decided that I no longer wanted to believe in it, and catching the cold and getting the flu and things like that. Those are just situations that I just personally don't believe in. And so, don't get too caught up in what I'm saying. Just know that regardless if I'm right or wrong, I haven't gotten sick in many years, and it's because I've overridden that belief system. That's how powerful our mind is. Call it the placebo effect or whatever you want to call it, but we have the ability to override our beliefs. So what does this have to do with running? I thought this was supposed to do with running and so forth. Everything. Because a lot of times at night or at the end of a day or whatever, most of the times when it comes to working out, I don't feel like it. It's like, all right, I don't feel like it. My brain doesn't have my best interest. My brain is saying, not today, let's rest, or whatever, it's rainy out, you've had a long day, all kinds of excuses. Your foot hurts today, take the day off. But we have the ability to override our beliefs. So at one point, after running for a couple of weeks, all of a sudden my foot really started hurting, my left foot. And I was like, oh gosh. And so I just decided, you know what? Pain is pleasurable. And again, I hope this is, trigger anybody or whatever, but trigger warning. So I just decided to go out and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna run even further, and I'm just gonna have the belief that pain is pleasurable. So as I was running, I was just like, you know what, oh gosh, this feels so good. People pay lots of money to get high and experience this type of pleasure, and I'm feeling this with every single step. This is like an orgasm. Every step I'm like coming the whole time while I'm running, and I kept just rehearsing this over my head about how good this pain felt with every single step, and sure enough, that was actually my longest run that I did that day. I ran 7 miles, and since then I've still just pushed myself, and I'm not and I know physical people are like, oh gosh, this is so bad for recovery and things like that. Again, this is just my own belief and everything. You don't have to take everything I say at face value, but I kept pushing through it every single day, decided to override that belief system, and now it doesn't hurt anymore when I run. I guess my brain just, was like, you know what, this guy is crazy. This guy's a lunatic, he's nuts, so we might as well just open up the pharmacy inside of his brain, send whatever chemicals are necessary down to repair his foot, because this dude is crazy and he's just gonna keep going anyways. So let's help him out a little bit, and let's just fix it and repair his foot, because this dude's just gonna go right through it. And I suppose, again, and so what this all has to do with running is a lot of times our brain doesn't have our best interest, and so you have to override it. And by me staying committed and making a commitment that I wanted to run every single day, that was able to help push me through the moments where I didn't want to run, because that's the power in a commitment, is that it helps us to override our brain. It's that we say, our brain will be like, you know what, don't do it, but because you made a commitment, that commitment will force you and push you to get out there in the rain, the sleet, the hail, the whatever, and still stick true to your word of running. And so what all this has taught me, again, just to rehash what I shared, the 3 things about, we are not our brain. Our brain is just a construct, just a part of our body, just like our finger, our eye, our nose, or whatever. It's parts of our body, but it is not our body. We have the ability to override our brain. Our brain doesn't always have our best interest at heart, and we have the ability to override our belief system. And the beautiful thing about our brain is like its own pharmacy. It has the ability to create its own chemicals. Science has proven this, that the brain has the ability to create its own chemicals and become its own chemical factory, and creating like a little laboratory, whatever chemicals you need for your body. So that's another great thing about running, is you get philosophical, you learn all these cool things. So just while we're running, just been thinking and stuff. So yeah, I highly recommend it, guys. Get out there, go running every day, and I think you'll enjoy it. It'll help you to get in shape, lose some weight. It's a great stress reliever. And and one little bonus lesson that I wanted to share is that you're just one run away from a better mood. A lot of times I wouldn't be in a good mood. I would feel tired, blah blah blah, and then I'd get out there and I'd go run, and by the end of it, I would feel amazing. I totally changed my state. And so by running every day, it has taught me that you're just one run away from a better state, and that we have the ability in our hands, just like magic, to be able to change our emotional state at any time. And you don't gotta take a pill for it. You don't gotta take a shot, anything, pop anything. It's, just get out there, put some sweat equity in, and you're just one run away from a better state, from a better emotional state. And every time that I would feel tired and I wouldn't feel like it, I'd feel like crap, I'd get out there and I'd go run every single time. By the end of it, I would feel awesome, and I'd be really glad that I did it, and I'd feel, the next day I'd be really happy that I did it. And what's in motion stays in motion. It's a lot easier to keep it in momentum. Now that I've been running every day, it's easier to just run every day than it is not to, because it's momentum. That's the power of momentum. The first couple of days were harder than it is now, just because it's momentum now. It's starting to just become a part of who I am, which is really cool. So hope you all having a great day. Until next time, guys, let's make it a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life. See ya.